So here we go. Today's homework is about estimating fractions. And in class, while you were in the classroom, you were able to use number lines to estimate fractions, right? So now that I got myself settled in front of my DocuCam, let's try this out. Tonight you have to do the odd numbers. And you use the number line to identify where the fractions were on the number line. Close to 0, close to beyond 0, correct?
Yeah.
You also learned that when you have a whole number, like it's called a mixed fraction, when you have wholes and fractional parts, you just want to look at the fraction part. So let's take number 1 for example. 4 1/3.
Yeah.
What part are we going to look at? The 4 whole or the third?
The third.
Okay, so we're just going to look at the third. Okay. We have to determine on the number line what a third is close to. Is it close to a 0 or is it close to 1? Let's take a look. Here's a 0 on my number line, and here is a 1. So I want you to do this on number 1. I want you to make a number line.
Can we test these out?
I want you to do it right on your worksheet, Dominique, because I think you have enough room.
What do I mean?
You have to make it small, but you can do it.
I can't write small.
I want you to try it.
No.
Okay. Just give it a try. But if not, try a couple of post-it notes. Post-it notes are always helpful. If you have to make a number line, thanks, Mrs. Kenny. There you go. There you go. I'll give you the extras.
Oh, that's
Okay, so you got 0 and 1 on the number line. You have to break this up into thirds, 3 pieces. And here's where my little trick is going to come into play. Dominique, I'm going to move, and we want to divide this line into 3 pieces, Dominique. So how would I do that? Would it be like here at the halfway mark?
What?
What? Yeah, you see, this is where it gets hard to take a number line
No,
sometimes.
I didn't hear you.
Cut it into 3 equal pieces because we have thirds.
That'll be
So,
half?
well, look, if I did this, is that cutting that line into 3 pieces?
Yeah.
No, actually,
No,
look.
you gotta do it in
Look, here's
more.
this cuts it into 1 piece here and 1 piece there. No, that's not it. 3 equal pieces is going to look like this. Right about here and right about here. Right? And this would be 1/3, and this would be the 2nd third, and then that would be the whole piece, which is 1 or how many thirds is 1 whole piece of pizza pie? How many thirds of a pie is a whole pie?
1/3.
If a pizza is cut into 3 pieces, a whole pizza is cut into 3 pieces, how many slices are there? Crystal.
8.
If a whole pizza,
3.
thank you, is cut into 3 pieces, how many slices? There's 3 slices out of 3. That means you ate the whole thing. Here's my trick to you. The number line is difficult sometimes. So here's what I want you to try. Make a small rectangle. It's going to go from 0 to 1. So instead of a number line, I want you to make a rectangle. Can you make this into 3 equal parts?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. It's a little bit easier when you see a rectangular box, because now I can say, hey, that's 1 box, right? And then if I made one about the same size, that's 2 boxes. Hey, and here's the 3rd one, right? So 1/3 goes here, right? The first box is 1/3. We kind of, at the end of that box, put the 1/3. And then the second one, well, that one kind of comes down here. That's 2/3. And then if I had all 3 of the 3 parts, or 3/3, that's 1 or 3/3. My question to you now, isn't this a lot like a number line? Watch. If I take another post-it note and I start to cover, look up at the board, guys. Everybody's eyes up here, even if you're writing. I'm going to put this post-it note over the rectangle. Isn't that a number line?
Yeah.
Is it helpful for you to see the boxes?
Yeah.
I think it's easier to divide up into fractions when you use boxes. My question now. Who can answer it? 1/3. Is it closer to 0? If you look how close it is here. Or is it closer to 1/2? Which one is it closest to, Quayshawn? If you have 1/3, is it closer to 0 or is it closer to 1?
Closer to 0. Means 1.
What do you think, Quayshawn? Which is it closer? If you had to run this distance, would it be closer to 0 or would it be closer to 1?
0. 1.
Yeah? This 1/3, what I'm pointing to, look at how far it is from here to here. And then look how far it is from here to here, which is,
Oh, 0.
it's closer to 0. So, 4 and 1/3 rounds or estimates to 4 and 0, right? So 4 plus 0 equals 4. So if we go back to your original homework, 4 1/3 rounds to 4, doesn't it? Now you got to do the same thing, guys, with 3 and 4/5. Cue the post-it. You think Mr. Veach likes post-its?
Yeah.
I should buy stock. Make some money, huh? Question, Crystal.
What?
When I have a mixed fraction that has a whole number like 3 and then a fraction 4/5, which one am I going to pay attention to when I estimate?
4 over 5.
Or 4/5, the fraction. Hello, we're not even going to think about the 3, just the 4/5. We need to know, is 4/5 closer to 0 or closer to 1? So what do? Someone tell me. Crystal again.
You make a box.
Ah, box. Let's make a long rectangular box. Some people like a number line. We're going to make a box. And the box starts at 0. And it ends, because it's one whole box, it ends at
1.
1. Now think about this 1. What's our fraction in? What's our denominator?
3, 4, 5. You have to do 5.
You're cutting this one box into 5, Crystal. Good job. 5 pieces. So, we have to cut the box in 5 pieces. Pretty tough, because half of 5 pieces, that's tough. And we'd have a hard time with that. So look, you have to kind of think about how you would split this up. Alright? 1, I'm going to kind of guesstimate here. 1 box, about that size. 2 boxes, 3 boxes, 4 boxes, 5 boxes. And then drop your line down. The first end of the first box, we put what? How many fifths is that one box?
4.
Out of 5, how many did I just shade in?
4. 1.
1 out of 5, or 1/5. If I shade the second one in, how many are shaded now? Out of 5? 2 out of 5. If I do a third one, how many out of 5?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Another one?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. And if I did the next one, how many out of 5?
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Or 1. Remember how it was 1? Are those equal? Is 1 whole pie the same as having 5 slices out of 5 in a pizza pie?
No.
If you own 5 slices out of 5 in a pizza, is that the same as 1 whole pie?
No. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Right. So 5 out of 5 is 1. Okay. I'm going to cover it up now. Are we ready for that? Here's the magic question. 4/5. I'm covering it up with a number line. 4/5. Is it closer to 1 whole or 0? What's it closer to? Raise your hand if you know. Preston. Say it louder. Shout it. I didn't hear you.
1 whole.
1 whole. What do you agree with him, Quayshawn?
Yeah.
Amanda, you agree?
Yeah.
It's closer to 1 whole. So, look at the 4/5. 4/5, just like before, is closer to 1 whole. So 3 and 4/5, you have to take the 3 plus the 1, and what does that equal to? What's 3 plus 1?
4.
So 3 and 4/5 rounds to 4. On your paper, homework, 3 and 4/5 rounds to
4.
Thank you. math brainiac. What sign are we using in the problem?
Oh.
And this is where you need to be careful.
Addition.
This particular one is addition. So you bring it down. What is 4 plus 4, folks? When you estimate 4 1/3
Whole.
plus 3 4/5, the answer is 4 plus 4 is,
8.
so answer is 8. That's a lot of work, isn't it? I gave you extra post-it notes, so you should have enough to do use the post-it notes for your homework, okay? Okay?
Alright.
Or you can do it right in this white place on your paper. Okay, there's plenty of room if you write small.
Can I do number 3?
You know what? Number 3, let's try and do it right on the white paper this time. 7/12 minus 1/10. So for the 12ths, I want you to do a box, and this is hard. This is hard. I'm going to tell you right now. You might want to squeeze in a box. Okay? And this is going to have to be divided into how many pieces for the first one? 12. So what's half of 12? Anyone know?
The half. Go down the middle.
Well, what is half of 12? If you had 12 slices of pizza, you had to give half of it to a friend. How many are you giving to a friend?
12.
Half of 12. They get some and you
5.
get...
6.
Well, 6 is the answer. 5 was close, but that means that there's going to be 6 on this side and 6 on this side. That might make it easier for you to make boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Didn't really make great equal boxes, but that's close. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. So I've got 12 all together. I don't need those little 6s anymore. Okay? Everybody there?
Yeah.
Good. How many do I have out of 12? Amanda, how many do I have out of 12? 7. So look, after I color in 1/12, what do I put at the bottom of the line there? 1/12. What about the second one? How many is that? That's 2 out of 12 pieces. What about the third one?
3 out of 12.
Thank you, Quayshawn. 3 out of 12. And if I do another one, 4 out of 12. And another one, it gets really tight. You got to make small writing here. 5 out of 12. How many am I going for again?
12.
How many do I have?
7.
Ah, so I'm up to 5. I shade another one. 6 out of 12. And then one more. And I get magic 7/12. Question for you. What goes at the very beginning of this box line? If I have, before I shade anything, I have 0, right? And at the very end, I have a whole box, or 1. Thank you. Is 7/12 closer to 1 or closer to 0?
It's about in the middle. Closer to 1.
Well, we said halfway. Remember, it was 6? We said halfway was here. So is it closer to the 1 or is it closer to the 0?
A whole. One.
Dominique says 1 or 1 whole. Is she right?
Yeah.
She is. It's over the halfway mark, isn't it? So 7/12 rounds to what? 1 whole. She just said it. And here's where it gets tricky, because I told you to write small, and look at me. That's why post-its are going to be helpful for you. We're going to do the same thing now, but look at tenths. Make a box, and you have to start at 0, and you're going to end at 1 whole box, divided in 10 pieces. If you divide it in half, 10 pieces in half, thank you, Dominique. 1, 2, 3. There's 5 boxes. The other side gets that many too. How many tenths do I have to have here? Anyone remember from the problem? Crystal, how many tenths do I have?
1.
1. So I'm going to shade 1 in here, and at the end of that I put what? How many tenths do I have? There's one box shaded out of 10. Perfect.
1 out of 10.
So, we don't have to go any further. Is 1/10 closer to 0 or closer to 1?
0. 0.
Ah, so we're going to call 1/10 rounds to 0. Last and most important thing. What sign are we using?
Minus.
So what is
0.
1 take away 0?
1.
Sorry, if you have $1 and I take away 0 or nothing, I have how much left?
1.
Quayshawn?
$1.
1. Yes, so 1 take away 1, and the answer is... I'm sorry, 1 take away 0, the answer is 1. Whew! Alright. That was some good work. I want you to try the next one with your open boxes on your own. And that is a visual that helps you estimate fractions.